day 13, and that is some fantastic Wreath Glam. Wow.
Glammed it up. So my original plan was to go to, this is a whole saga. My original plan was to go to like a Goodwill situation.
Right.
And find an old wreath, find some old ornaments, make it all work. I did not realize that Goodwill on a Sunday is like shoppers, like everybody was there. I could not get down aisles in the Goodwill. I was like, holy cow, I've never been on a Sunday before. It is the hot shopping time. So they didn't have any wreaths that weren't permanently decorated.
Okay.
You know?
Right.
So, and I couldn't get to where the rest of like where the ornaments would have been. There were just too many people. So I was like,
I'm not fighting this battle today.
That's crazy. So I went to a Michael's, and over the weekend, all the Christmas stuff was 50% off.
Wow.
And then an additional 25% off everything that you got that day. So I got, and one thing, going back to the Goodwill, there was a wreath sort of like this there that someone had made, and like by hot gluing the ornaments on. And you could, and it had, see, this one's on a wicker base, a vine base, and hers was on, I assume it's a her, theirs was on like the fake Christmas tree type base, evergreen base.
Yeah.
That had more give to it. Like when you hang, it would sort of bounce a little bit, and I could see all their ornaments were like separating from one another. Like the hot glue was separate.
Yeah.
So when I went, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to try it with this kind of back instead.
Right.
Because this does not move. Right. This is way more sturdy.
Yeah, that's smart. So this is tip. If people want to try it, that's something to consider.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got the base. They had the big box of like matchy ornaments that most of these ornaments are. And then these little, I was unsure if it would be enough. So I got a pack of these ones, and then just like some of these like random greenery things that were sort of in the same family.
And then the really long, ones.
Yeah, that's part of one of the big pack.
Oh, okay.
All of the ones that are like all of this style stuff, that's all the same pack. Okay. And then the gold sparkly ones was another pack.
Oh. So was it just a ton of fun to do the hot glue thing?
Oh my gosh, I love hot gluing. That is so much fun.
Do you want to go?
I finished it. I hung it up that night. I was like, this is awesome. Another cool thing is that we have a dark door. And as I was leaving, I looked back at the door and I noticed you can't see our old wreath against our door. Right. Because it was like dark red berries against a dark door. Right. And I was like, oh, well, we need a different wreath anyway. So I very proudly went and hung it up. The next morning, I was Marco Poloing with a friend, and I was like, you have to see the wreath. And I went to the door with the video, and I'm like, look at it. And I'm seeing all the hot glue strands. You know how you get the strands? I'm like, oh gosh. God. I'm like swiping it all off.
You could have just put a fake spider in the middle of it.
Right?
So we jumped right in with that because you have to hold it. You can't set it down. But hi, how's your morning?
It's good. I was telling you before, I'm like a few minutes late because I was actually going to be perfectly on time today. And then our extended family group chat exploded.
Oh no.
Because we're doing Secret Santa. Like everyone's an adult now, even the grandkids / nieces, nephews, cousins, whatever. Everybody's an adult now.
Okay. And so you don't have little kids to purchase for.
Yeah. So last year we started doing Secret Santa, as everyone who wants to can go in.
So do you just draw names then? Is that how that works?
Well, that's what I was expecting. But
but now
let me grab the name real quick because we live in the future, as you know. And there is a website service that you can use. It's called Elfster. ELFSTER. Okay. And you can create like a Secret Santa event and put everybody's email or phone number in, and they'll get a link that they go register for that thing, and it will match people up, and you can make your wish list right there. Like, it will connect you to Amazon or whatever, and you can do your thing, and you can say what the amount thing is
Oh,
and
your price
everything.
point? Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, that sounds amazing.
Well, that's handy, especially
Um,
if people live across the country. Like, I have family all over the US. It's not like we're gonna all get on a Zoom and draw names out of a hat.
right.
There's just too much. Yeah.
But I'm not running it, so I don't know what the back end of this looks like. One of my nieces is running it, so I don't know if she could go in and swap people around. But I will say that 2 of our immediate families were assigned members of our immediate family. And both of them are like, that's fine. I'm just keeping this person. So instead of buying for a cousin or an uncle or whatever, they're just buying for one
Their
of the 4 of
spouse.
us.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's just, they're like, that's fine.
Okay. We don't.
So,
I was trying to think. I only have 2 sisters. We don't really do that. What we've started doing in the past is, because we're all grown-ups and truly, like, no one needs anything. Nobody needs
right.
anything. And everyone has different dietary concerns. But I know that, like, for my sister that has adult children, like, they will all gather, and
Mhm.
they're not all sugar free. And I know that I make a couple of things and my nephew just totally digs it. I mean, he loves it, and it's not something my sister would normally make. And so for him,
Uh-huh.
it's like, oh yeah, I want that. I'll just get a large priority mailbox. I don't even have to send it this year because
Uh-huh.
we have family from here that's traveling there. So I can just send my stuff, with the Santa wagon. So I usually just do like a care package kind of thing like that with little tiny sweater ornaments that are different from last year because I know who I sent which ornament to last year that tiny socks or a little bitty sweater or the
Cute.
bobble one, you know.
Yeah.
I've tried to keep track of who gets what. So, I mean, I guess I figure if they don't like them and they don't want to put them on their tree, I mean, I guess it could be a cat toy. That's fine.
Right. So I assume you guys do stockings, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Do you
there's
do everyone's stocking? Do you do like everyone's,
well,
including
there's
yourself? Or do you,
yes.
how do you do it? How
And
do
then
you handle stockings in your
okay, so in our house, I mean, obviously I know what goes in it unless Will might sneak something into mine, and he has been known to do that on occasion. But for
Mhm.
me, and these are getting increasingly hard to find, and I don't know why. They're in a box that's about this big. There's a chocolate orange, and the chocolate is shaped
Oh,
like an orange, and it tastes like
yeah.
orangey chocolate. And
Mhm.
you can get a raspberry
Yeah,
one. I
they're
think it's
amazing.
not as good, but you can get milk chocolate or dark chocolate. And I think the brand is Terry's,
Do
Terrys.
you not seen them this year? Are they not around this year?
Well, I haven't
Because
left.
that's like a staple of Christmas. Oh, okay.
You can't always find them in the small town where we live. I think they just get bought out.
I see. I
And
see.
so
Oh, that could be. Yeah.
but you can order them. You can get like a 4-pack on Amazon. Anyway, everybody gets a chocolate
Yeah.
orange in their stocking. And I remember one year I had, for some reason, I had one left over. I don't remember why that was, but I had one in the cupboard. Maybe it was a 6-pack and I had a couple left over. And here it is after Christmas. And I think I must have already eaten my first one. And the kids were little. Like, and it was at night. It was like after they've gone to bed. Everyone's in bed except me. And you know how you have the chocolate
Uh-huh.
orange and you have to thwack it? Well,
Right. Yeah.
I didn't want to thwack it in the kitchen because that's loud. I'm like, somebody's gonna know. Somebody's gonna come down here and want to share. I
With
go
little
out, I go
heads pop up off the
outside.
pillow.
I go outside and thwack it like 50 yards from the house on a fence post so nobody will hear me. And then I come back in and like sneak it because I didn't want to share. Isn't that ornery? Yeah, that's ornery.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Hey, I
See,
think
I
that's mom's
established
prerogative.
yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. I'm not like,
No
you
judgment.
go with the extra chocolate. There's no judgment on that. That's your fee. That's your
Yeah,
stocking stuffer
it's
fee.
parental privilege. Yeah, it's parent tax. They
Yeah.
have to call that. I mean, it's like
If
for
you're
sure.
if you're doing all the work to provide that joy for your family and there's leftovers, you get the leftovers.
Yes.
Like,
Duh.
that's the code. That is the
I think
code.
it should be.
Yeah. See, I established really early on. I was like, I think from the beginning that I would do everyone's stocking, but I was not doing my stocking. I expected a stocking done by my
Someone else.
husband. That is his job. I will do all the Christmas shopping. I will wrap everything. I will whatever, but he is doing my stocking. Now, I have almost always been some form of stay-at-home mother or just working sort of slightly part-time. So he is earning all the money for all the I acknowledge that. He's doing the work and I'm doing the shopping. But when it came to the stocking, I was like, that's, that's
He
my
can
thing.
do that part. Right.
Yes. And every year, like there's certain things that he'll put in. Like he knows I really like Jarlsberg cheese. So that like appears in the fridge a day or two before. And then I know not to touch it because Christmas Eve, he will put it in my stocking, like just there's a few things that I get every year in my stocking.
Yeah, it's not surprising. Okay.
And it's not surprising, but he does try and do something.
Right.
It is a bit of a struggle for him because I am very picky
And you're
about
home
certain.
all the time.
And I'm not even just picky. Like there's a lot of stuff associated with like what American women should want
No. Yeah.
that I'm just not into, you
Same.
know? So
Same.
I was watching a reel came through the other day and it was like, hey men, hey husbands, whatever, I'm going to tell you what to really put in your wife's stocking. And I was like, oh, this is great. I'll just send this to Adam this year and he can get me the things. And nothing
On the
that
list.
was on her list was anything I was remotely interested in. It was like those cheap fuzzy dollar socks,
Ew.
and
No. That's
like
dumb.
a heated coffee mug thing that I'm like, I have more than I need.
Don't need it.
Like it would be a gift if he would take those to Goodwill and get them out of my cabinet. We have so many
Don't
of
need it.
those insulated mug things, just like everything. So anyway, um yeah, as I was doing my wish list on Elfster for our family thing, that got me thinking about like I was seeing because Elfster will recommend things like put this on your list kind of thing. And I found some good ideas there. So I sent those on to Adam. I was like, here's like 4 things. Doesn't have to be this thing, but something along this line
Okay.
would be
I'll tell you
cool.
what I
So
appreciate.
helping him out.
I'll tell you what I like more than items, more than physical material items. My kids learned long ago that if they want to make me super happy for Christmas or birthdays,
Mhm.
actually, I might even have one. Oh, I do. I still have one here in my desk. Okay, here's an example. Little box. I did not know that we were talking about this today, but I just still have it in my drawer. Little box, and inside, I think, oh, this is from a long time ago, but this is cardstock that has been cut into strips.
Oh, the coupon book thing. Nice.
I mean, there's things in here. Oh, sheet changes. Redeemable anytime, whenever you want, however many times you need for the year. There is an expiration date on the
Wow.
front. So if I one thing I don't like doing is changing
The
my sheet
booklet
metal.
expired. Is
What's
that
that?
one still good? Does
No.
that one expire? Is that one expired?
Yes.
You got to put that one to. Oh, okay.
But no, the whole
That's
book's expired now, but I did use it a bunch of times. And then there's like,
Oh, they don't make you tear it out and give it to them?
well, no, because I can use it as many times as I want. I
That's
can just
true.
go show it.
Yeah.
Infinite
Bam.
baskets of laundry folded.
Wow.
Oh, pedicures. Okay, I'm not a foofy foo-foo kind of
Right.
person, obviously.
Uh-huh.
Oh, but I love a good foot massage. The lotion.
Mhm.
I do appreciate toenail polish, like crazy color.
Uh-huh.
That's fun to wear with my
Yeah.
flip-flops in the summer. I like toenail polish. It's fun when you're hiking too. Um,
Uh-huh.
but the foot massage is the best with the lotion and the yeah. So there's pedicure
Yeah.
coupons in here. I'm just saying. Oh, and batches of cookies.
Wow. I
That's
hope that you like put all of that to work like every day. Like, hey, kiddo, new sheets today. When you're done, let's get the pedicure. But in between, get a batch of cookies started.
So I'm just saying, if you want to make someone super happy, do coupons and then put it in a nifty little, gift box, whatever. That's the best.
Nice.
And then you can't be afraid to redeem them. I'm just saying, I used to kind of not redeem them because I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, they're busy. I know they're busy. But then, when I see them sitting around on a Sunday
I think that's
afternoon,
half the fun.
yeah,
I think that's half the fun. Adam did a coupon book for me one time and I completely forgot that it existed. Like as you're like this was when the kids were small. And as you're talking about this, I'm like, oh yeah, Adam did that once. I don't think I did anything out of it.
you didn't redeem them.
I don't think I redeemed anything out because it wasn't you know what my attention span is like, Shanna.
I love the coupon thing though. I love it because it's things that I really appreciate, but they know that,
Yeah.
you know, and it's nobody has to spend any money. It's just goodwill,
Yeah.
doing
The
just
first
stuff.
if my kids did that for me, or if anyone were to do that for me again, like the first coupon would be like, I will set in my phone a reminder to ask you once a week if you want to spend any coupons. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I honestly would just like forget that it exists.
Yeah. So my kids
Yeah.
asked me what I wanted for Christmas this year. Similar kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
I told them I don't need anything physical items. I would love it if
Yeah.
you would carve out of your schedule a weekend. We can go camping and just hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That works.
And I will pay you to organize my yarn stash and put it on Ravelry and take pictures and the whole thing. I told them I would pay them over winter break to do that. And I will.
I will have a handy dandy guide to help them do that coming up
Over winter break?
while they are home, even while they are home. Yeah.
I thought your
The
thing did.
yarn stash restash is it starts the day after Christmas and goes for 2 weeks.
Nice.
They will have a handy guide on what to do
How
so they don't get
convenient.
overwhelmed. That's right.
Perfect. So,
Mhm.
yes. So, spouses, consider acts of kindness as gifts and favors. Consider that. Because do
Yeah.
we really need more things? I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe our viewers, there's something specific they truly need. But
I think I don't know.
most of the things that I truly need, I'm going to pick myself.
Yeah, it's the whole love language thing though too, you know? Like, I don't know. Adam is a very like acts of service kind of husband, so I get a lot of that through the year, like acts of service and kindness and things like that. And I am very much I want a thing. I'm sorry, I want a thing. So
It's all
I want
right.
to open and have something, and that's fine. There's different
Love languages.
things out there.
Yeah.
Everybody loves languages.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
Don't I think the important thing is make it clear what you would prefer in a gift giving situation. You know, if you have a strong preference, if a lot of people are like, whatever, I'm happy with any of them, you know, any sort of thing. But, you know, if you are continually let down by how your family is expressing love, and you're like, well, I appreciate the sentiment, but that's not really what I wanted. How are they supposed to know if you're not like, you know, I really this year would prefer something
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Or how about this year we do this thing? Yeah. Use your words. Use your words.
And that's a love language too. Communication, verbal communication.
Mhm.
And some people don't do that so well.
Yeah, that's true.
It's hard. It's
That's true.
hard. It's okay. Yeah. So,
Speaking of, I spent last night wrapping presents.
oh, you're early.
I just want, I have two people currently out of the house, and one of them is about to come back.
Right.
And so I figured this is the way to do it where I'm not having to be locked in a room somewhere on my own. I can be in a comfortable place in my home and wrapping presents and
Yeah.
have a
On the
show
big
on.
table. Yeah.
And so what did I do? I went to the basement alone and listened to a podcast while I did it. So I'm like, I'm just trained to this, I think.
It's funny.
But it's done now. Like there's still a few more things. Like while I was wrapping, I remembered, oh, I didn't get anyone a calendar. I usually get everyone a new calendar. Like there were a few of those sort of little things where I was like, oh, I didn't do that, but anyway, everything should be like ordered or wrapped at this point.
You're
Good to
ahead of the
go. Good
game.
to
I'm not that far along. Well,
mm.
clearly. I'll get there.
But
It's okay.
that's okay. You have plans to do it with your girls, so that's okay.
Maybe. I'll
Maybe.
start maybe. We'll see. I mean, the weekend they come home is gonna be spent eating and sleeping and recovering from finals week, so,
Boy, howdy.
it's
I'm so
okay.
glad that this break is so much longer than last one because, the last break was Thanksgiving break. What does it end up being? They came home Wednesday. So really it was like Thursday, Friday. No, they came home Tuesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then they had to go back on Sunday.
Yeah.
So they had 4 days
Yeah.
to see friends who are home, to spend individual time with family, to spend full, time with the whole family, to like all
Yeah.
this stuff. And it got to be like halfway through day 3. And I'm like,
Enough.
can everyone just back away? Like just back away and let them have an afternoon to just sleep
Yeah.
and just,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I was starting to feel bad for them to just
Yeah.
like I remember those days. I was like, this poor kid, this poor person just needs some recovery time now.
For sure.
So,
So it's nice that it'll
yeah,
be several weeks. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. They'll have, I don't know how long the break is there, but we'll have a full 4 weeks
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
time. So that'll be nice. Reset, just
Yeah.
reset.
So do you have, speaking of holidays and breaks and sleeping and recovering and all that, I know that there's certain things that I will bake or cook because they like that. And then like I was
Mhm.
saying, certain things I will bake or make to send to family, before Christmas. But we don't really have like a specific meal that we always have on Christmas Eve or we always have on Christmas Day. It just kind of varies
Yeah.
depending on what everybody
So
wants.
we'll do I have one of my kids is very tradition driven. And so probably on Christmas Eve we'll have hot chocolate and watch Polar Express. Everyone in my house is an adult. But this
It's
is,
okay. It's
it's
okay.
family tradition. So
Yes.
we'll probably do that.
Well,
Um
we did that too. We watched the old bank. You remember the old Rankin and Bass, like the
yeah,
old traditional Rudolph and Frosty and the Charlie Brown
yeah.
Christmas. We have all those old ones on DVD.
Right. Well, once the Polar Express ends, that's what gets put on next, but
Okay.
people are free to drift away at that point if they
People are
want to.
free,
Yeah.
but they must watch Polar Express.
Yes. Yes.
Mandatory viewing.
So we do like crackling oat bran, of course. My husband will make waffles Christmas morning
Oh,
as well. He has a real it's the recipe from The Joy of Cooking
yep.
with the maxed out amount of butter. It gives a range from like 4 tablespoons to 12 tablespoons or something like that. And it is whatever the highest recommendation is. That is what he does. It is amazing.
The best waffles
So
ever.
we'll have that. And then I don't know, like sometimes we'll have like a big piece of meat of some sort, like some sort of roast or do a turkey or a ham or something. But it's always sort of like the rest of the day is just sort of like there is delicious food in the kitchen. And if you would like some, please enjoy.
Yeah.
But not it's like we don't do a formal sit down dinner or like a traditional something or anything like that. Now, okay, I'm going to say this phrase I say all the time, and I'm starting to get sick of myself, but in the Philippines, um,
Where
they
Christmas
have
lasts
very
4 months.
4 months. It's a very Catholic country. And so they go to midnight mass
Oh,
as a family.
right.
And when they come back from midnight mass at like 1 a.m., 1:30, that's when they have a massive family feast.
In the
And
middle of
then they sleep. Yeah. And then they sleep way, way in. And then they get up. And if they're going to do presents, they do presents. And then they go travel. You travel around and visit people for the rest of the day. And you eat at their houses too. And
okay.
then you come home as a stuffed sausage. But it is a very regimented meal, like as far as the things that you will have. And there's a lot of influence from Chinese culture,
Right.
and the Chinese New Year sort of influences the meal. So it's a lot of round foods. So they'll have a ham, but the ham will have been formed so it's round. It's not like ground up or anything. It is ham. It's proper
Okay.
ham, but it's just round.
Just cut that way.
There is, yeah, there's a cheese that is again round, fully ball cheese. Or some people bring in oranges. They're not native to the Philippines, but like that. There is a type of fruit salad that they make that you have to have it at Christmas. Some people, if you're going to have enough people involved, they'll get a roasted pig, like a full roasted pig. It is, you basically eat until you can't eat anymore, and then you collapse.
So
So,
do you know if you're the house serving the food or you're the traveling people? Because you can't be both.
well, the meal, the big meal at the night, that would be like we would do Thanksgiving, so you
Like
would have like all your family, everyone would know where they're going for that,
your own family.
and it's usually the oldest
Sure.
family member who can still host it will
Yeah.
have it there, and it's all of their descendants come
Right.
there.
Right. Okay.
But the following day, that was always my question, is like, how do you know who stays where they are and who goes out? And it tends to be like older people stay
Sure.
and the younger families go around. And so sometimes you go
Makes
and there's no one there, and so you just go on to the next
Bam, bam, bam.
thing.
No one's home. Oh,
Yeah.
bummer. No cookies from this house.
Fine. Yeah.
Moving on.
But it's not even cookies, Jana. It's a meal. Like, it's not like, here, have a snack. It's here, have a full plate of food. Stay and talk for an hour.
And eat a whole meal.
Go away. Okay, we'll go somewhere else and have another full plate of food. It's epic. It's epic.
Wow. That's,
So
yeah.
we just grade, which is, I guess, the same idea without the traveling around.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love a good cheese ball. I'm glad you said that. I'm going to write that down for something to make this. I love a good cheese ball.
Yeah, the
And
kind
we
where
haven't
you
done
like
one in a
mix
long time.
Yeah, this isn't like a ball of cheese. Like, it's not added. It's just cheese. It's like a
Right. Yeah.
semi-hard kind
Yeah.
of cheese.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the kind that you can use sort of as a cracker spread or
That's
something.
what I
That's
want to
good.
make. Yes.
That's good stuff.
I'm going to
Yeah, I
write
condone that.
one year. Well, before my mom lived here and she lived, on a different property, she would
Uh-huh.
be the whole thing about, having sisters is where are the parents going to go for Christmas and whatever. And we kind of eliminated that whole dilemma because we said, well, let's celebrate on solstice. We'll do a winter solstice party and we'll exchange gifts, our holiday gifts at that point. And then that way she can go do whatever she wants on Christmas Day. Because,
Mhm.
there's no pressure.
Yeah.
We started doing a thing where you just wear your jammies. And of course, there's board games.
You
And
have me already.
yeah, everyone comes in jammies, whether they're new or not. I don't care. And if you show up in your snow boots, that's fine, but bring your slippers. Wear your jammy pants, hoodie, jammy pants, whatever. That's the deal. That is the dress code. Then
Nice.
it's board games, and we started doing fondue. And we just have a little fondue.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and we would just have little tiny bits of ham that were cubed,
Uh-huh.
and then we had Oh, my mom used to make this foofy, I think it's like an angel food cake. And you would cut that
Okay.
in, the light spongy, if,
Like a
and you,
meringue?
well, no, it's just a spongy cake. And you'd cut it in
Okay.
cubes and then you dip that in. I mean, it's enough to hold
Oh, okay, yeah.
together, but you dip that in a chocolate fondue. And then we'd have, strawberries and oranges to put in the chocolate. And then the cheese would be for the ham and just regular bread cubes.
Right.
Well, one year we did traditional fondue, which is like Swiss and Gruyere and whatever kind of stinky cheese. They had at the grocery store, they had a package that all you had to do was melt it. And like it was already
Right.
prepared. It was disgusting. I'm like, what? It was awful. I know it was traditional. It was way too strong and stinky. It was horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're not used to it, then
So the next year, my husband's like,
I love
"Listen,
that you have a fondue do.
we do." So now Will just makes a cheese sauce out of the cookbook. Just a big cheddar cheese
Yeah.
sauce. And it's fantastic.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and chips. You
That's
gotta have
good.
chips. Yeah,
Yeah.
chips.
Yeah, because like macaroni and cheese, I make a really good macaroni and cheese, like a home. You don't even have to bake it. It's a stovetop one, but it's from scratch
Yeah,
instead of the powder or whatever.
yeah.
And it's so good. And sometimes, yeah, you can just make it and like use it as a dip for vegetables or whatever, or like a sauce. Like just use the sauce. You don't have to have it with the macaroni. It's
Oh,
delish.
so some of the viewers may have heard of this reminded me. There's a woman, she has a huge following, big website. She writes a cookbook. It's called The Prairie Homestead, and her name is Jill Winger.
Mhm.
And it's all about, DIY, homestead, food preservation, whatever. She has a cookbook and she has the best soft pretzel recipe.
Mm,
So that is fantastic for your cheese
I
sauce
bet that would be
happiness.
amazing. Yeah, man, a soft pretzel sounds amazing.
It is
Sounds
fantastic.
amazing.
So my
I had
oldest
to stop and think about
will
them
make
for a
those.
minute.
My oldest will make soft pretzels when she comes home because it's one of the best.
Nice.
Yes. So
Delicious.
consider fondue for board game
Have a
night.
fondue do. Yeah,
Yeah,
have a fondue do.
yeah.
I like that.
It's
It's
worth
very
it. In the little
60s.
tiny crock pot, the baby crock pot that's cut in half, it has a divider and it's a little, tiny crock pot. They're not that expensive.
No, and a lot of the times that is something you can find at like a Goodwill
Yeah,
situation.
yeah, and then just run it through the
Yeah.
dishwasher on high.
My flat in Shetland came with a fondue pot and all of the stuff for it, like
All
the
the
long
pokey
prongs and
forks.
everything. It was like I was because it was fully furnished. I'm renting a furnished place there. And so I'm like going through the kitchen to see what I have and what I need to get. And it's like a full on fondue pot. I'm like, I like these people. These people know how to live.
So now you can invite your Shetland knitters over for fondue night.
Yeah. We can have a fondue do in Shetland.
There
It'd be
you
fantastic.
go.
Yeah. I like this.
It occurs to me that a fondue fork's a good way to eat snacks when you're knitting.
That is good. Even better if you have someone there to do it for you. Just put it in your mouth for you.
My
Just hold
husband
it
brought
right
me
here for me and I'll
That's true. My husband brought me chopsticks because I was having popcorn. I didn't want to get any butter on my knitting. I'm not very good at I'm not good at that though. It was
see.
troublesome.
I did an instructive moment with someone recently on how to do chopsticks because it's
Uh,
really not very hard. I think we overthink it too much.
that would be me.
Is what happens. Yeah. So you hold the one in your thumb and finger and the other one just gets wedged right here. You're not moving that one at all.
Why I get the
And then
principle.
you hold this
It's
one like a pen basically
yeah,
and you're like this.
yeah.
That's all. Yeah. But I see people like they're trying to hold one with like this, and then they have the other. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Wedge it in, hold the other one here. You'll
A
be
fondue
fine.
fork seems like I could just stab my popcorn.
Yeah. That one's more like you can just do this, this, and then you're good. Yeah.
Cool. Show me your yarn.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Random.
Well, no, it wasn't random. We're talking about food and knitting, and then knitting reminded me that
We're
we need
very
to see your yarn.
the way our thoughts progress. You know
Well,
what I
in my
mean?
brain, it wasn't random. Okay. Oh, we have a new maker. We have a new producer today.
Yep, new producer today.
13
There you
with
go.
Christmas lights on the 3. No.
Nope.
Oh, it's yarn and a needle by the one. Okay.
Yep, it's a needle and
That's cool.
yarn. It's getting cast on onto the 3.
That is brilliant. Well done, sticker maker.
Oh, they did such a great job. They were so like, I was like, I just needed to have a number and then like something cute on it. And they really
Creative.
thought about it and did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was right. It is. So it's the Silly Sheep Company. So Becky is the wonderful person of the Silly Sheep. We have an interview from last
You
year.
do. I'll put that down
Becky
below. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. She's the owner of Silly Sheep Fibre Company. Get a gander at that.
Get a gander.
This is turquoise on the white base. So Becky has beautiful animals out there. She's on the west side of Shetland, and she has her yarn processed or her wool processed into her own line of wool. And then further, she also has that yarn. She started having that woven into tweed.
Oh.
So she's one of the few people, she might be the only one on Shetland right now who is having tweed made from yarn from Shetland.
So you can buy that fabric.
So you can buy the fabric. It is not inexpensive.
Well, no.
Because it's so small batch that, but she has several different weaves of it. And it's beautiful. So anyway, so this is the first color from Silly Sheep Company. This is turquoise on a white base.
Lovely. I'll drop that link down below from our interview with her last year.
And I will tell you 2 things. First thing, Becky is amazing. So this is all hand dyed. All of Becky's is hand dyed, unless it's a natural shade, obviously. But so she dyed specifically for the boxes. That wasn't what I was going to tell you about her. So Becky takes in catty lambs from other people who don't have the time. So if a lamb has been rejected by its mother, other people, other crofters there who don't have the time, they call Becky, and Becky's like, I'll take them. I'll take them.
She's the surrogate.
So I think she had I think she had like 7 or 8 this last season that she was taking care of.
Yeah.
The second thing is she is just a fantastic person who will do anything and everything to help out. I mentioned before that like the actual packaging, like this stuff. Big mix up. First of all, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And then I tried to reorder and it went lost. And then I tried to order again and it looked like it wasn't going to get there in time. And I told Becky came up with a solution like on the spot.
Yeah.
And then was like, I will be in town in like 45 minutes and I will help you enact the solution. And she came by and got me and took me to where I could get the bags that I needed and like and was like,
fixed it.
No biggie. Yeah. Just was like, I was like, oh my gosh, Becky, I love you so much. She's the greatest of people.
That's wonderful.
So everybody, like, that's the thing. Like, everybody's so nice and they're so helpful and they're so great. So anyway, Silly Sheep Fibre Company. Mm-hmm. That's the color.
Cool.
Okay. I'm done talking now.
So we had, remember yesterday for day 12, we had the lovely purple.
Yes. Is there more purple?
Look.
Oh, look at it. Wow.
Yeah. Doesn't that look great?
I really like it in contrast to that deep denim from the day before. That's really lovely.
And here's the neutral.
Okay. What's the new? It's got to be more purple. Ooh.
It's a light. Look, it's lighter. Look.
Oh, that's pretty. It
Oh,
looks like it looks like the first purple has some lighter tonality, and the new one is like the lighter with a bit of the darker tonality. You know what I mean?
yes.
Am I seeing that right?
I'm excited to knit it on there.
That's beautiful.
I do have to
That
keep
is
in
love.
mind. I do have to keep in mind. I mean, I could see where it'd be easy to just keep knitting stripes and forget when to start the heel. So, but I have big feet, so I have a ways to go. So I think I'm not in danger yet. I think I still have another inch at least until I can start my heel. So probably what
Did
I'll
you see
do.
someone
Go
did
ahead.
you see someone commented that they had to work ahead because they had to do the heel? And I was like, I'm not sure why that logic works, but I'm not gonna judge. That's okay.
Wait, what? Yeah, I
That
don't
was a
understand that.
comment on one of the things. They were like, I had to work ahead because I had to work the heel. And I was maybe they have short feet. Maybe they have shorter feet and they wanted to put in the heel, and the heel was going to be like they're doing a different heel that like built, and she just wanted to do the whole heel at once.
I don't know. I'm confused about that. I don't
I
know.
don't know. Explain yourself in the comments if you're
Okay.
seeing this and that
So
was you.
what I'll do is what I'll do though is when I get to the point where I'm going to do the heel, it won't I mean, I'll obviously use the mini color. So one day I'll just show my sock and the heel will be there and we'll carry on.
Magic.
Yeah, because it's the same. I mean, it will disrupt when I do the heel because I'm going to be doing the heel flap and gusset on the bottom of
Right.
my sock. It will make my one of my stripes, a couple of them much thinner with the circumference, but that's fine. That's okay with me. If you don't want to disrupt the width of your stripes, then you'll need to do a short row heel
Yeah.
or an afterthought heel, which is also an afterthought heel is not a short row heel, but you'll need to do one of those if you want to maintain the width of your stripes.
Mhm.
But I'm okay with not. So you'll just see the heel
That's
one
just
day. When it's time, I'll do that.
that's just science.
It's math. Yes.
It's science. It's geography.
You mean geometry?
It's the geography of your feet.
Sure.
Did
We'll
I
go.
tell you about how one time I was homeschooling my girls and somehow trigonometry came up, and the youngest was like, what's trigonometry? And I was like, it's like the study of triangles and using math and using triangles to figure things out. Trigonometry. Like I explained the word, and she was like, she's like, what? She's like, what's so hard about a triangle? 3 sides, boom, you're done.
Boom, you're done.
Boom, you're done.
I'll see you
All
tomorrow.
right.
I think we've exhausted today's topics. We've talked about a lot of things.
Fondue, geography, we covered it all.
Goodwill on a Sunday, wreaths.
Goodwill. Oh, yeah, that was today. We talked about that today. That felt like ages
That was a while ago. It was an hour ago.
ago.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Okay, bye.